Good evening.
Good evening, Miss Duffy.
Today we're learning about Florence Nightingale.
When was she born?
She was born in 1820 in Italy, in the city of Florence. Her parents named her after the city she was born in, and she was the first person to be called Florence. And her sister was born in Naples, and in Greek, to say Naples was Parthenope.
Not so fortunate, was she?
Yeah.
But what did the parents call them for short?
Flow and Path.
That's much more fun.
Yes.
Tell me a bit more about Florence.
Well, they were a very rich family.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, their father studied, and they learned Greek, maths, English, history, Romans, everything. Philosophy too.
So they did home education like you?
Basically, yes.
What fun. And did they enjoy it?
Well, Florence liked to keep everything neat, and she really enjoyed learning. While Parthenope, well, she liked painting. But Florence wanted to do something more with her life. But her mother, Fanny, wanted to just set parties, design flowers, and sew cushions, really.
That's what children were supposed to do in those days.
That's what
And
a
young
lady
girls.
was supposed to do.
So it must have been a bit boring for them.
Yeah, she didn't want to get married in a big house.
And just be a lady of the
She
house.
wanted to do something with her life.
Uh-huh.
So sometimes, often, she visited the poor. She gave them food, sometimes even clothes, and sometimes even money.
So Arabella, what would a Victorian, because this is the Victorian times.
It is.
What would London have been like, the city? What would it have been like those days?
Well, it would have been a bit smelly and very dirty. In
Because-
hospitals,
Mm-hmm.
like, there was nurses. They didn't know anything about nursing. All they would do is drank, and you would usually go in there and come even, well, worse.
Oh no, even sicker than when you went in.
Yes.
If you came out at all.
And bugs crawling the floor. Ew.
Oh, so
It was not clean.
no.
And sometimes you would even have to share the same bed.
Ooh.
Yes,
So Florence realised that
Yes.
something had to be done.
it did. So she heard a voice in her head.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do something good with your life.
Is that what she heard?
Yes.
And she made a decision there and then.
Yes, she would be a nurse.
Right. So she must have studied a lot.
She studied a lot. She was up all night
Uh-huh.
studying about nursing.
And taking notes.
Yes. And she went to, like, fancy hotels,
Mm-hmm.
you know, sort of having parties.
Mhm.
She refused all the men.
Oh,
And
because they
her-
wanted to marry
yes.
her.
Her notebook was cramped of the poverty that she saw.
Right. So she was so
Yes.
felt guilty about the
Sometimes
money
she
she had.
spent hours just laying with them, holding their hand. She didn't care if she would get disease.
She just wanted to help.
Yes.
So she was a lovely lady
She
with a
was.
big heart.
And she was beautiful too. That's why all the men liked her.
Love that. So,
Yes.
Miss Duffy, tell me, how did she come about becoming a nurse? Did she just study and realise that there was a link?
But her mother refused it. But
Right.
she did it. And she got a group of nurses.
Uh-huh.
And she went to the Crimean War.
The Crimean War. But
Yes.
that's for tomorrow.
That is for
That-
part 2.
Part 2. That's when we're going to hear about the lady with the lamp.
Yes.
But she understood, very importantly, what was this? The connection between dirt.
Yes, bacteria.
Right. Very important. Which no one had understood since then.
No.
They thought that disease didn't come about by being dirty.
No. It was just, the nurses, they just did nothing really.
They didn't understand.
No.
So she realised a clean bed,
Yep.
good food, fresh air.
And yes.
Very important. Thank you so much,
My
Miss Duffy.
pleasure.
We hope everyone's enjoyed
Yes.
a little bit about Florence.
And tomorrow we're doing part 2 and lots of crafts.
Brilliant.
Bye.